Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Bacchanal in the Parliament, Bacchanal on the platforms. Trinidad is Bacchanal. Politics is Bacchanal, viewers. Try not to get caught up. If you know you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, don't stay in the kitchen. That is what I have to say. So viewers, just a reminder, Real Talk Financing is offering you 7% on our fixed deposit. Remember that, viewers, only at Real Talk Financing, you're going to enjoy a large chunk of cash, upfront interest on your hard-earned cash with a fixed deposit at Real Talk Financing. So Trinidad and Tobago, I want to encourage you to join in this. This fixed deposit is where you can see your money work for you. Trust me, the interest on our 7% on our fixed deposit, you're going to enjoy it. So as we start off our program tonight, viewers, a little update for you. Minister of Defense, Wayne Sturge, has confirmed that the government intend to proceed with the Independence Day celebration, including the traditional parade at the Queen's Park Savannah, despite ongoing state of emergency. The confirmation came almost a year later, or a year after, the government cancelled the traditional Independence Day parade, citing security concerns. Questioning allocation under the hosting of conference, seminar, and other functions, Aruka Lopino MP Marvin Gonzalez noted that funding had increased from $190,000 by an additional $2.3 million and asked what account for the rise. However, Sturge noted that the increase was linked to Independence Day celebration. The opposition MP further queried whether the entire $2.3 million increase would be allocated to Independence Day activities. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
What has accounted for this massive increase?
Independence Day parade.
Oh, so are you saying that the government intends to have Independence Day parade activities this year?
Yes.
And the answer is?
Yes.
Okay. The $2.3 million, are you saying that all of that will be allocated towards Independence Day activities?
It will be for the entire Independence Day celebration.
And what does that include?
Well, it includes the cocktails and so on, and the events at the Queen's Park Savannah and everything connected to it.
Thank you very much.
I will never go to this Independence Day parade if I've got a little cocktail to drink, boy. Trinidad and Tobago, the Attorney General, John Jeremy, has slammed the previous government over what he said was a farcical ceremony to open the central block of Port of Spain General Hospital in March 2025. Listen to this.
An opposition member of Parliament had the gall, the shamelessness, to attempt to justify the farcical ceremony at the Port of Spain Hospital Central Block. Now, I want to ask a question, because the underlying assumption was that the hospital was open. But I want to ask a question. How can you open a hospital with no medical equipment, none, not even a thermometer?
What?
And I know what I'm speaking about.
On a motion to adopt the report of the Standing Finance Committee, he claimed that there was not a Panadol tablet or a thermometer on site at the commissioned building. Viewers, listen to this.
How can you open a hospital with no thermometer? Just now I ain't done yet. No beds. No beds. No medicine. So, for those of us who don't know too much about this thing, I used to teach you, I do teach medicine. A thermometer is different from medicine, but no medicine in the hospital.
So Trinidad and Tobago, did we remember when Saieed Ali and a few of his colleagues opened that hospital in Port of Spain? That block? You all remember that? Big celebration. They had a big celebration and opened the central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital in March. Not a bed. Work still needed to be done. John Jeremy, the Attorney General, said there was no bed, no tablet, no thermometer, nothing. You all remember that? Well, nevertheless, we're moving forward. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar have raised serious allegations in the Parliament over a $2.3 million TNTech case, claiming misconduct, mislegal action, and a protected list of defaulters. She directed consideration to making complaint for breach of code of conduct against Minister Keith Scotland. The PM said the matter will be directed to the TTPS Fraud Squad and also the Anti-Corruption Investigation Bureau for investigation to be determined whether criminal charges are to be laid. Listen to this.
I've instructed the Minister of Public Utilities, the Honourable Barry Paderer, to ask TNTech to institute legal proceedings against Mr. Scotland, TNTech to institute legal proceedings against Mr. Scotland and his chambers for fraudulent misrepresentation and breach of contract. I have also directed that consideration be given to making a formal complaint to the Disciplinary Committee of the Law Association for breach of the Code of Conduct pursuant to the Legal Profession Act.
So viewers, the PM said that this protected list of persons were exempted from disconnection without paying their bills. Now listen to this.
Then TNTech has a secret list. It's called a protected list. A protected list. When this matter came to our attention, we were not satisfied with the explanation as to how this could have happened. It revealed that Mr. Montal's company had been placed on this secret list. Elite secret protected list. That protected list, I'm advised, meant that TNTech should not disconnect persons who were lucky enough to be on that list, even though they did not pay their bills. That was what the secret protected list was. Let me call some of those names, Mr. Speaker. That protected list, so the public can judge for itself.
So Trinidad and Tobago. So we want to ask TNTech, do they have a protected list of individuals who are not paying their electricity bill, even though it's $100 or 100,000, that their electricity must not be cut? Does TNTech have a secret list? According to Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, they have. So Trinidad and Tobago, now I want you to understand something. This is Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago under the UNC party. This is what they are revealing to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago through the Parliament. So viewers, whatever takes place in the Parliament, it is for the viewers and it's for the listening public of Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world. So, to the list, to the secret list and to the names, take a listen.
Keith Rowley, Sharon Rowley, Marvin Gonzalez, Penelope Beckles, Foster Cummins, Donna Cox, Renuka Sagram Singh, Nayan Gatsby Dolly, Qasim Hussain, Terence Dayal Singh, Shamfa Kujo, Simon De Nobriga, Fitzgerald Hines, Alison West, Rohan Sinanan, Hassel Bacchus, and here this one and the others will take me too long.
Hey, you know who name we didn't hear on that? We didn't hear Marcel name on that. I didn't hear Kareem Marcel. I didn't hear his name on that. So Trinidad and Tobago, in the Parliament, the Prime Minister was reading about a secret list that TNTech company has. No matter what amount of money your electricity bill generates, they should not be cut. So when you hear the PNM told Trinidad and Tobago, all are we in this thing together, let me tell you something, think twice. Whenever a government minister goes in Parliament or in a public platform and says we are all in this together, tell them no. Tell them no. Because when they get exemption to bring in a vehicle, you don't get none. When they get housing allowance, you don't get none. When they get free stay at hotels and fancy food to eat, you don't get any. I want you to understand that. Now, the thing gets so nice now that PNM ministers getting free electricity bills. Free electricity. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. So, I listened to the attorney from Lavantil, Marcel, over the weekend, rant and rave on a platform. But how come he never mentioned about the secret list? How come he made no mention of the secret list? Were he aware of it? I'm asking publicly. Or does he have knowledge about it and can't say anything about it? Because it's a secret list. Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. It is getting better and better and better from the UNC to the PNM as the months goes on. So when you owe TNTech $5 and it roll over, TNTech sending you a bill marked due for disconnection. But we heard Kamala Prasad Bisesa call out a list of names that their electricity must not be cut. So are we all in the same boat together? No, we're not. We are not. This is why I just come here to educate you all. So the things that you do not know, and I know, I will share it with you. And yet that they say, oh, side, you're condemning and you're criticizing. No, my job is to educate you. This is my job to educate you. To bring the unknown to the known. That is me. So that is why when they start to criticize and call and condemn and think, I don't take you on. I don't take you on. You know why? Lack of knowledge, people is perish. A lack of knowledge. For instance, I'm going to give you a demonstration. Citizens in Trinidad and Tobago said that when the UNC government came into power, thousands of jobs were lost. Thousands of CPEP jobs were lost. Let me correct myself. Thousands of CPEP jobs was lost. But what you did know, your CPEP contractor did not have his documents in order. That is what you didn't know. So who got you fired? Your own CPAP contractor who did not have their documents in order. It's sad, eh? It's sad. But nevertheless, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. Lots more to come. Still locked on.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Minister of Finance, David Jonathan, who have assured nurses, teachers, and other public sector workers still waiting on the conclusion of the salary negotiation that financial relief is on the way. However, the necessary monetary allocation will be made in the 2026-2027 budget package. Piloting the motion for the House of Representatives to adopt the report of the Standing Finance Committee this morning, the minister said previous or provisions for outstanding wages settlement would be included in the 2027 budget once ongoing negotiation on calculations are completed. Addressing workers anxiously awaiting settlement, Tanku said the government was committed to honoring its obligation. He said, relief is coming. Tanku.
I want to tell nurses, teachers, and whoever else that are currently at the bargaining table or are awaiting finalization that relief is coming. Relief is coming. The documentations are being provided now, and in fiscal 2027, Mr. Speaker, the relevant appropriations will be made.
So Trinidad and Tobago, his assurance came as the government sought parliamentary approval for $2.927 billion in supplementary funding to cover recurrent and developing expenditure through September 30th. The finance minister argued that years of mismanagement, corruption, and poor planning has stifled economic growth and squandered opportunities for diversification. Thank you.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago did not vote for management of decline. They voted for renewal. They voted for competent leadership. And they voted for a government prepared to do the difficult work of rebuilding a nation that had been held back for far too long. And in this effort, Mr. Speaker, we are guided by the steady, experienced, and courageous leadership of our Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissess, as a senior counsel.
So Trinidad and Tobago, after 1 year, the work has begun. Tanku maintained that while the task of rebuilding the economy remained challenging, the UNC administration was already demonstrating that a different approach to the governance was producing results. So viewers, things happen step by step. Like I said, it wouldn't happen in 1 year. I told you all that. And I did not go after them. But now that their 1 year is up in office and they are moving forward, this is where I am going to start asking questions and demanding now. Moving on. The National Joint Action Committee, NJAC, has condemned comments made by Laventille West MP, Kareem Marcel, during a People's National Movement public meeting in his constituency last Thursday, describing the remarks as devious and harmful to a nation unity. In a statement, Njak said, Marcel comments could only serve to sow division and discord between the country's two major racial groups. That's what he said. And perpetrating what is described as the colonial legacy of divide and rule. Njak response following made by Marcel at a PNM meeting at the Lavantil Community Center, where he accused the UNC of being hostile towards Afro-Trinidadians and communities that have traditionally supported the PNM. Marcel alleged that government party had disregarded African communities and PNM supporters. Listen to this.
Whenever they say PNM people on social media, the me is the new N-word. They hate African people, they hate black people, they hate people from Bissau, they hate people from Silas, they hate people from Maloney, they hate people from Lakota, they hate people from the trail line, they hate people from Arriva, they hate people from Carnage, they hate me.
After listening to this Trinidad and Tobago citizen, I ask myself, how is it that the PNM end up on the opposition? I ask myself that. For the last two elections, 9 years in power, the last two elections, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago voted PNM. The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago did not benefit or grow under the PNM. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have decided to vote PNM party out of government. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have decided to vote the UNC into power. So I'm asking myself, where the Lavantil West MP came up with this idea that the UNC hate black people. Where did he get that from? Where did he get that from? And I want to say this boldly. If we have leaders like him asking Trinidad and Tobago citizens to vote him in power, what do you think the outcome will be? What do you think the outcome will be? Keith Rowley was governor in Trinidad and Tobago for 9 years. And he never spoke like that. Never. He never spoke like that. And I want you to understand, Kareem Marcel is an attorney. He's an attorney. And that is what he is projecting to the younger generation or the younger black people in Trinidad and Tobago. Would you accept him as an MP, whether UNC or PNM? Is that the kind of talk you are going to talk on a platform and expect? Let me say it like this. You expect the black brothers and sisters to vote you when you pushing hate and hate and hate in a statement? It's sad, brother. It's really, really sad to know an attorney of Trinidad and Tobago, to know as an MP who representing a community, as a minister who representing Trinidad and Tobago, you're talking about people hating and hating and hating. Ask yourself, Mr. Attorney, who put you in your position? Who put you in the opposition? Was it the UNC administration or was it the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, the black people and the Indian people? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. And we have, you know what more interesting, Trinidad and Tobago? These people sitting down there, whether they're black or whether they're Indian, whether they're Chinese, whether they're Portuguese, whether they're Venezuelan, it doesn't matter what race or religion they come from. These people sit down there listening to this man and clapping. And clapping. And supporting it. It's sad. It's stinking sad to know this is a minister and you're pushing that type of talk to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you something, it's a disgrace and shame. I am definitely sure if Kid Rowley was in power, you would not be sitting down on that seat anymore. I am definitely sure about that. Definitely sure about that. So Trinidad and Tobago, opposition leader Penelope Beckles said the MP was just conveying the feelings on the ground in his constituency and stood by his comments. Penelope, you and all should walk out of Parliament. Listen to this.
So let me just make it clear. We celebrate 70 years as a party this year. We have always stood for interracial solidarity, and that has always been the mantra of the People's National Movement. I spoke with him before and I knew he was going to, I have not heard exactly what it is he has said.
Well, Penelope, I think you should really listen to what he said and rethink your judgment. Rethink your judgment. Because in the 9 years Kid Rowley governed Trinidad and Tobago, he never pushed hate among community, among MPs, among the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So if you didn't hear what he said, your MP who's under your administration, listen again. Listen again. Because I am definitely sure if Kid Rowley was governing PNM, Marcel would be out of the PNM administration. Trust what I tell you earlier. So viewers, even though the comments sparked criticism on social media, Marcel rejected claims that he had made an anti-Indian statement and maintained that his comments were directed at the UNC. Hold on right here. Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with race. It's the way you throw out your speech to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And I expected myself, being an attorney, being a representative, being an MP for this country, you should have come better than that. You should have come better than that. Run the video.
I stand by my statements. My statements were 100% that this UNC administration, by their actions and by their words, have perpetuated a level of viciousness, of hate, of discriminatory conduct against the people of my constituency and of the people of what they have termed PNM constituencies. My response was directly to that, to say, one, PNM people, Laventil people, based on this government's conduct in the last 14 months, they do not like us. The UNC would never like us. And I am certain that the people of Laventil West would never like the UNC either.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed. Great program as usual from a great soul. Very disappointing and disgraceful where we are today in this country with the politics, the politicians. And there are no UNC and PNM again. They are PNM number 1 and PNM number 2. They all support each other, and thank God for your program, because if the ordinary people, the intelligent people who are learning from your program, analyze everything. All what today they are saying in Parliament about thieving and who have not paid and tech bill and all of these kind of things, you will understand that it connected back to PNM contractors and all of these people who get a contract from this present administration connected back to the PNM and vice versa. When the PNM government, you feel UNC family and friends and contractors that get a contract, they're big contract, but they're trying to distract us. They don't want us to unite. That Marcel fella, I don't be surprised if somebody from the UNC who can say that, well, PNM number 2, tell him to, hey, let me distract everybody, have everybody confused in this country. That's why they want to have us, And the only way to fix these problems is for us to unite. The citizens of this country to unite. You're doing a great job in trying to open the eyes of the citizens and to see this happen. Unite. When we unite, they will not be able to advantage us. Because look and see what's happening in the world today. The tariffs that the United States implemented on the world today, they have to repay the world $152 billion. They have to repay businessmen. And I talking to people on the ground. You have knowledge about everything that's happening here. All these taxes that they put on us, this vehicular penalties that they increase. If the citizens unite in this country and we take it to court, you want to bet they have to repay everybody that they issue ticket to. But you see, this just is what is happening here with Marcel and PNM number 2. That is where we are today in the country. And I want Marcel to number 5 come and talk his stupidness. Look at the defense force. Tell us how we end up there in the defense force with 1% of the indentured laborers' product. In the police service, you have 5% Marcel of the indentured laborers' product. Tell us how we end up there. Who did that? Both parties support the same thing. So, Mr. Saieed, you keep up the great work you are doing. God bless you and Mr. Saieed. Great program.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, we are going to play the Marcel video one more time. Take a proper listen at this.
Whenever they say PNM people on social media, the me is the new N-word. They hate African people, they hate black people, they hate people from Bissau, they hate people from Silas, they hate people from Maloney, they hate people from Lakota, they hate people from the trade line, they hate people from Arima, they hate people from Kainaj, they hate me.
So, Marcel, who's hating? Who is hating? Who is really hating? And there's another video where you say the N-word. You on a platform giving a speech and you saying they hate the N-word people? No, Marcel. No, Marcel, it don't operate like that. You are an attorney at law in Trinidad and Tobago. You are a representative for your community. You are a representative and a sitting MP in Parliament for Trinidad and Tobago. And that is how you get on? You ever see Keith Rowley get on like that? I want to ask you something on national television. You ever see Keith Rowley like that? You ever see Keith Rowley spreading hate, Marcel? They hate the black people, Marcel. That's the best you could have come up with? So let me do a little demonstration, Marcel. Let me do a little demonstration. Let's just say we have 1 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. Good? 500 is Indian and 500,000 is African. If 500,000 people vote the UNC administration, what the next 500,000 vote for UNC to come in power? Since you're an educated person, Marcel, you're an attorney, you're representing Trinidad and Tobago, do a little maths. Do a little maths for the black people. Do a little maths. You see, this is why there's always tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, your leaders is the ones supposed to set examples. And what you are seeing on screen behind me is a leader. Why am I saying that? He's an attorney for Trinidad and Tobago. He's a member of Parliament for Trinidad and Tobago. He's a representative for his community in Trinidad and Tobago. And all he is spreading is hate and hate and hate and hate and hate. The UNC hate black people. No, Marcel. No, Marcel. Get your facts together. Get your facts together. And then go on a platform. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass yourself and your family. Don't embarrass yourself and your community. And you stand by your word. A.N.I. Robinson, Marcel, who was he? Who was he, Marcel? Who was Patrick Manning, Marcel? Who was Keith Rowley, Marcel? They were black men that governed Trinidad and Tobago. And they never had a speech like what you went on a platform and do. So is it because PNM lost again, not like that? Is it that? So let me go down to Penny now. We have a call. Caller, good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, good night. Mr. Ali, assalamu alaikum. This man they call this Attorney General, right?
Mm-hmm.
This man listening to himself, what he trying to portray to Trinidad and Tobago, and also Penny, she said that she is here. That is wrong. That is wrong. What they're trying to portray for Trinidad and Tobago is a hate and a racist. Okay? That is totally wrong. This man wants moving out from the Parliament.
Correct.
He will moving out. Right? All of them, they don't listen to themselves. Dr. Stuart Young, all of them, they was a better society man. What they do for 10 years? What they do for 10 years? I am telling you, I was a PNM and I feel to myself that I can't vote them again. I am telling you, the fellow do nothing for this country more than they shut up, look at they do what to do, they do to the refinery. Right? They say it was not producing. Right? But yet they go and give heritage. Penny is a woman, right? She's from Arima. All she's studying is to go behind Pamela. To go behind our Prime Minister, right? To see what is going on in the country, right? That is wrong. This is my a short piece of contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. So Penny, Penelope Beckles, the leader of the PNM administration, you need to talk to Marcel. You need to sit down with him and put him in a corner and let him know you cannot sow racialism and spread hate in Trinidad and Tobago. You can't do that. Today, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, let's say on the PNM side, are looking at Marcel totally different. Totally different. Because Gatsby Dolly already made a bad statement. Gatsby Dolly told the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that the children who are causing the fight and the bullying in school is PNM children. She went out on a platform and said that. So technically what Gatsby Dolly is saying to the parents of these children is that they are PNM children and PNM parents responsible. Because file came across her desk. sad. And it's stinking sad to know that they are ministers in the government representing Trinidad and Tobago, and that is their behavior. 4 leaders. It's stinking sad to have an attorney on a platform talking about hate and hate and hate. It's stinking sad. And an MP too. Such a disgrace, I would say. Such a disgrace to the Parliament. Such a disgrace to an individual who representing Trinidad and Tobago. Such a disgrace for a leader in the community. It's a stinking disgrace. Penny should tell him to dismiss himself, send in a resignation letter, and come out the PNM way. It's simple as that. Because no other PNM, MPs, or ministers in the last 50 years spread hate talk like what Marcel is doing. Nobody. But then again, what you expect from people who don't understand how politics run. You ever hear Stuartam talk like that? You ever hear Keith Rowley talk like that? You ever hear Anna Robinson talk like that? You ever hear Patrick Manning talk like that? Such a sad thing that has happened to Trinidad and Tobago, yes? Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked in. When we come back, Padarat, the war is on.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, remember Real Talk Financial is giving you 7% on a fixed deposit, viewers. Remember, no other financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago wants to see you benefit from your hard-earned cash that you have worked and saved. No other financial institution is giving you what we are giving you. I want to see your money multiply. The savings you have, I want to see it multiply. I want to see you benefit from your long hours, from your long days, from your long years of working. Does any other financial institution want to see you benefit? No. That is why we at Real Talk Finance are giving you 7% on a fixed deposit. And the good thing about this, you don't have to wait for 5 years. You're getting your interest within the first 14 days of you opening your account with us. Remember Trinidad and Tobago? We are a registered financial institution in Trinidad, in Tobago. Remember that. And very soon, we're going to have business in Panama. Our company will be doing U.S. transaction in Panama. So those of you who would like to benefit from this, not a problem. Not a problem. Come open a fixed deposit at Real Talk Financing and you could benefit. Remember, viewers, only at Real Talk Financing, you're getting 7% on a fixed deposit. For 5 years, that is 7% per year. 7% next year, 7% the year after that, 7% the year after that. And it's yours. It's yours. Our company wants to make sure that you live comfortable. Gain a lot of interest with your hard-earned cash. Nobody else doing that for you beside Real Talk Financing. Also, there are people who flying in, people who just travel back and forth. They're flying back to Trinidad to open an account and then go back outside again because they ain't sure how long they're running for. You know why? They are the smart ones that wants to benefit. They want to benefit. Hence the reason why we are doing this. So Trinidad and Tobago, back to our news. Leader of government business in the lower house and Minister of Public Utilities, Barry Patharat, is hitting back at the PNM's call for a criminal probe. Addressing the controversy over a photo he took of a parliamentary staff, Patharat clarified that it was purely for identification purpose ahead of a broadcast committee review and not to intimidate or a tactic. With tensions high over the matter, he warned that the UNC will not roll over and play dead as it continues to fight alleged parliamentarian biased behavior. Listen to this.
Politics is not a tea party. The war is on, and the UNC will not roll over and play dead.
Now,
we have endured this for far too long, and we are drawing attention to what has been happening inside and outside of Parliament and the biasness that continues to occur.
So viewers, however, opposition MP Stuart Young has questioned whether the leader of government business, Barry Patharat, self-described war is being waged against public servant. Listen to this.
Barry Patharat is telling the population that the war is on. Is it a war against public servants? Is it a war against independent parliamentary staff? That's the question that needs to be asked. He is full of a lot of rhetoric and hot air. We completely reject, and we on this occasion is all civic-minded and right-thinking citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, any attacks on public servants and on parliamentary staff and on citizens of Trinidad and Tobago who are law-abiding. So the question that needs to be asked of him as he finds himself once again in hot water, and we will not let him off, is who exactly is this war on against?
So viewers, Patharat also made comments on MP Karim Marcel recent comments at a previous PNM public meeting.
I want to suggest that a criminal probe be brought against one Karim Marcel, because we have to raise the issue of whether or not those comments were seditious. So I have no intention of being a scapegoat or distraction for the PNM and their machinations.
Asked whether his thoughts on Marcel remarks, Young added that everyone was entitled to their own opinion. Listen to Stuart Young.
I am very clear in what the Constitution of the People's National Movement says, and one of the main tenets and pillars of our Constitution is that we are an inclusive party. I listened, I was there and heard what Karim said, and I've watched the debate afterwards, and I guess at the end of the day, people are entitled to their opinions. Certainly for me, it is every creed and race finds an equal place.
You know, Stuart Young said one thing, but his colleagues said a different thing. Every creed and race finds an equal place. That's what Stuart Young said. Stuart Young said every creed and race finds an equal place, while his colleague is one to say hate and hate and hate and hate. So we have two individuals there, viewers, 2 Ministers of Parliament saying two different things. Two different things. And that's just it. That is just it. Every creed and race finds an equal place. So whether you're black, you're white, you're green, you're yellow, you're brown, an equal place is for you. But on the other side now, you have a colleague now saying they hate you in Arima, and they hate you in South, and they hate you in Port of Spain, and they hate you in Grandi. Really? Who hates you? Who hates you? It's sad. It's really, really sad. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, let's hope we see some action by those in authority for statements like that from an MP and from an attorney at law. I wonder what the attorney, the Attorneys Association or the Law Association has to say about this. It's sad, yes, but really, really sad. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, questioned on if an attorney, he found the comments to be seditious intent, he said no. Well, I expect Stuart Young to say no. But imagine Marcel saying they hate you here, they hate you next, and they hate in the other. So I want to ask Marcel, who placed you in a position? Who voted you in a position? Was it the UNC vote you in a position? Or is it the same Trinbagonian national, whether it be Indian, whether it be Africans, voted PNM into opposition? You see, sometimes I understand everybody just wants to come out and make your comment because you're a minister, you're going on your platform and you make your comment. But keep in mind, ministers, that you all need the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to retain that type of power, as an MP. You don't need a party, you know. You need the citizens to vote that party. And Marcel getting tied up. I could tell you that he getting tied up. So the next 5 years now, if the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago decide to vote UNC again, what's going to take place with Marcel? I'm just asking, what's going to take place with him? It's sad, It's sad. But Trinidad and Tobago, that is where we are. From an educated individual. Well, at least that's what he called himself. An educated individual. So I hope Penny now, since we played it twice on television, I hope Penny listened. And let's hear what Penny has to say. And I want to know if Penny will agree that UNC hate them and UNC hate the black people. Let me tell you something. We getting tied up in Trinidad and Tobago. As human beings who born in Trinidad and Tobago, we getting tied up. If Marcel go in the United States or in any white man country, they'll call him a black man. And he has to humble to them. Look at him good. An African brother in Trinidad and Tobago. Good? If he go in a black man country, he has to stoop and humble himself. Why? He's a black man. Now I am an Indian. born in Trinidad and Tobago. And if I go in a white man country, you know how they calling me? A black man. They're calling me a black man. You know why? I didn't born in a white man country. And that is what we black people, as I get and I call myself black, you know. So I don't know what kind of brains this one have. I really don't know what kind of brains this one have. Because just how he black, I black. You know why? We born in Trinidad. We didn't born in a white man country. And spreading hate among ourselves. You know what they call that? They call that lack of education. You call it lack of education, lack of knowledge. You know why? We own black people, bringing down we own black people. That is how you call it. If you're vexed with me, that is your problem. But that is the reality of Trinidad and Tobago. We black. I born in Trinidad. Marcel born in Trinidad. We didn't born in a white man country. And it's the first time I hear a politician in all my years of being a public figure in the public domain. Here we want our own people say it on a public platform about hate. We're supposed to be building with black people. As a black man, you know. Don't study my hair straight. As a black man in Trinidad. Because any other country I go in, they're calling me a black man. I am not a white man. And it's sad to understand that this individual here, watch him, this individual here ain't understand that. It's sad. It's sad for the elders in his community. It's sad for the young people in his community that are representative saying hate and hate and hate and hate. So I want to ask the black brother now what he did for Lavantil while being an MP for Lavantil. It's stinking sad. And I'm saying it on national television. National television. It ain't no India going against African. It's two black brothers. Two black brothers. From the same country. Trinidad and Tobago, we're out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, our run of this program is tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. We'll be right back here another night for another live episode of Real Talk. Until then, be safe.